How's it going, everybody? Estas here. So the markets have been ugly, guys. They've been ugly as of late. Ever since we got that inflation number a couple of days ago, it's just been pretty much downhill from there. I'm currently filming this video on Thursday. The markets closed a couple of hours ago. We can see the S&P went down 0.3%. The NASDAQ 100 went down 0.7%. The Russell 2000 pretty much broke even as the Dow Jones went up a little bit, up 0.1%, but pretty much the Dow broke even as well. So today we're going to break down some stocks, my thoughts on the markets, what I'm doing in the markets, kind of how I'm navigating this whole situation. And of course, we're going to be breaking down some stocks. So sit back, relax, go down below, get $50 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100, and we each get $50 to invest with. And you guys could check out my Patreon if you want all my real-time moves and a bunch of exclusive perks. That is also linked right down below. So let's get right into it. Like I said, guys, the markets have been getting ugly, and I feel like the markets have been looking for a reason to sell off. I mean, I've been on this YouTube channel for weeks at this point, calling for a pullback, calling for some sort of downwards pressure, and we did get it about a week ago. You guys remember on the 7th of July, the S&P, SPY, which tracks the S&P, went down from 434 to about 428, so it dropped about 1.5%, but in the grand scheme of things, that was nothing, and we ended up shooting right back up to 437, which was an all-time high, pretty much 438. I mean, that all-time high was at 437.92. So the markets, again, like I said, we're looking for a reason to drop, and we got that inflation number that was way worse than what was estimated, what was expected, and that's kind of what is moving the markets down. And today we got some news from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. She told CNBC that she expects the U.S. economy will see several more months of rapid inflation. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought, guys? I mean, come on. We've been saying this on the channel. It's pretty obvious that the mainstream doesn't want you to believe that there is a lot of inflation. They want you to think that everything's all sunshine and rainbows, it's going to be okay. Because let's be honest, if they came on TV saying, oh my God, inflation is going to be awful, it's awful, you guys better... You better get ready. You better get ready for more inflation. What's going to happen? Everybody's going to panic. The markets are going to go crazy. And that's not what everybody wants, especially in the mainstream. They want to keep you guys dumb. They want to keep sugarcoating everything. And, now that she came out and said this, it's like, duh. I mean, we've been saying this. It's pretty freaking obvious if you guys look at prices out there. And she expects prices ultimately will fall back to more than normal levels. So that means she thinks still it's transitory, which there's a big debate on whether or not inflation is transitory. I think it's quite honestly less transitory than what they're, leading us to believe, which goes back to what I said, just a minute ago with them trying to dumb everybody down. And she cited that market-based inflation measures as proof that longer-term expectations remain in check. However, she did express concern about the impact on lower-income home buyers at a time when housing prices are soaring. And that's a legitimate concern as well. I mean, people that don't make as much money, lower income, they're not able to buy houses because what does money printing do? It pushes up the asset prices. That's why people say, and it's really real, I've mentioned this before, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. That's exactly why, because when there's inflation, the average person, their dollars don't go as far when there's inflation, so they can't buy houses. So many millennials can't buy houses. So many people that are poor, middle class even, can't buy houses. And that is, honestly, that is a byproduct of what's going on with the Fed right now. It's just the bottom line truth. And when it comes to SPY here, you can see on the 4-hour chart, we failed holding above 434, 435. It looks like we're down a bit after hours as well. Let me double check this, guys. Yeah, we're down after hours. We're trading at 433. And mind you, I'm filming this on Thursday. And by the way, guys, I'm not sure if you know, but I'm on vacation right now. I'm in Hawaii. So there's a big time difference. I mean, the markets open up at 3:30 a.m. here. So it's pretty insane. I've been getting up at like 4, but to be honest, it's not that bad. I mean, because I'm pretty. The jet lag helps me get up early because I'm still on New Jersey time, so it's not that bad. It's just different. But anyway, I'm filming this on Thursday. I'm getting it out on Friday because tomorrow, quite frankly, I don't have any time to film videos, but I do have some time right now, which is why I'm getting my thoughts out there to you guys. So the fact that SPY broke under 435, that's not good. I'm thinking we're going to fill the gap to 431. That was the low from the 6th of July. And will we end up doing that? I don't know. I mean, if you guys are watching this, you obviously do know because the market's played out, so let me know in the comments. But I believe, again, 431 followed by 428. I think that's where we're headed. 428 was that 180 SMA, or it is the 180 SMA support here, which SPY has pulled back to several times over the past couple of months. So watch out for that. And when it comes to QQQ, this one went down 0.7% today. We closed under the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And I mentioned this on Patreon this morning. And yes, I'm still active on Patreon. So if you guys want to check that out, it's linked down below, or you guys can go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. I mentioned how if we close under the 50 moving average here, which again we did, there's likelihood, in my opinion, we could be seeing a further push down towards about 350 on QQQ, right around the 180 moving average here, which again, the markets are looking for a reason to sell off. They have the reason now. I think I don't want to say for sure because nothing's definite, but I think there is a decent chance we do end up getting there. So, yeah, markets are looking ugly, guys. So this is why I've been saying, and people get mad at me, Stas, what are you saying? But this is why I've been saying have that cash on the sidelines, because events like this occur. Markets sell off. And if you have cash, you're ready to go. You're able to buy some stocks. And let's talk about some stocks now that we're at it, guys. I mean, NVIDIA finally is pulling back. This is another thing I was telling you guys about NVIDIA. They're doing a 4-for-1 split, I think, next week on the 20th. Yeah, 20th of July. And I told you guys, be careful. This is going to run into the split, which it did. It went from 5:30 to 8:30. Now we're down to 750. I told you guys this. And I truly believe that we're going to be going lower after the split. Although now in the very short term, we are oversold. So maybe we get a little bit of a bounce back. But when we look at other examples of stocks that ran up into the split, they got hot, they sold off. I mean, I've mentioned this many times. Apple, do you guys remember a couple months ago? Maybe that was a year ago at this point. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All you have to know is this had a 4-for-1 split as well. Apple went from $89 to $140, and then the stock split, and it went back to $100. So it lost 25% after the split. I mean, Tesla as well. We talked about this many times on many occasions. Tesla went from 320 to 500. It split, and then it dropped to 330. It lost about 35%. Now, am I saying NVIDIA is going to collapse? Not necessarily collapse, but could it go down 15, 20%? Abso-freaking-lutely. It definitely can. I mean, look, it's already down 10%. So you're telling me it can't go down another 10? Yeah, I think it could easily happen. And like I said, after the split, I'm going to wait a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, let the dust settle. That is where I'll be looking to buy NVIDIA. We have to play it by ear. Just because Tesla, Apple fell 20, 30%, Doesn't mean NVIDIA is going to do the same thing, but I'm just using those as reference points to kind of educate you guys here on what could happen. So watch out for that when it comes to NVIDIA. AMD also got slammed today, and I mentioned this recently. I forget when, about a week or two ago. If AMD rather, not AMC, AMD, if this were to get to 83, which it's now at 87, I would be looking to add more to my position. And full disclosure, I'm long AMD. I'm well up on my position. I'm in at about $77 roughly. So I'm already up about 10% maybe. Yeah, about 11%. And yeah, I'm not the one that loves averaging up, especially if the stock's already up 20% from where I bought. And when it was at $95 about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was up 20%. So I wasn't going to average up at that point. But I mentioned to you guys again, if it were to pull down to 80, 83, which we're getting there, that is where I'd be willing to average up a little bit. So we're getting to the point where AMD is back in my buy zone, and I'm getting excited about it, guys. And I think they report in about 12 calendar days from now on the 27th of July. Does NVIDIA report as well? Let's go back and check on that. Do they? I don't know. I have to double check on that. They probably report in August, guys. So because they just reported in the end of May, so 2.5 months after that, probably mid late August is when they are going to end up reporting. Morgan Stanley reported today. They did EPS of $1.85 versus $1.65. So they beat EPS, and revenue came in at $14.8 billion versus $13.96 billion estimated. So they beat both on revenue and EPS there. And out of all the bank stocks, I mean, this looks the best, in my opinion, in terms of charts. You know, Goldman Sachs probably, I haven't checked this one today, so bear with me here, guys. Goldman Sachs looks okay, but it closed under 375, so that's a bit worrisome. That was a resistance stemming back from the beginning of May. JP Morgan, I'm seeing a big head and shoulders here forming. Let me show you guys that, and we're stuck in a wedge here under the 180 SMA as well, so I'd be careful on JP Morgan. The Bears look like they're in charge on this one, so be careful on that. Let's see Bank of America very quickly. BAC, this one, oh yeah, Bears are full in force on this one. So back to Morgan Stanley, they're looking the most bullish. They close above the moving averages, they're trading above the moving averages, and they're above the overall wedge and the resistance from the beginning of July at about 92. We closed above that today. So I feel like this is a very bullish, excuse me, guys, very bullish pattern that's forming on Morgan Stanley. We got a nice pop from 86 to 93. Now we've been seeing some choppiness, consolidation above 92. Again, the high from earlier in July. Now I'm thinking we're going to make a move higher. So I'm going to put my alert at about, where should I put this, guys? Help me out here. Maybe 93. I feel like that'd be a good spot. $93. From there, we might fill the gap to the mid-90s, which I believe is the all-time high on Morgan Stanley, probably. Yeah, it looks like it is. And if we break 95, who knows, man? This could be off to the races. So I'm watching Morgan Stanley. Facebook's another one I'm looking at. If you guys were in my Patreon about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, this is one we day traded, hopped in and out of very quickly, made some decent money. And I told you guys I'm waiting for the re-entry. Now we're potentially getting that re-entry. We pulled back from 340. Well, we're actually down even more after hours. Now we're at 343. When I was day trading it, I believe I got in at 350, got out at about 355. So we're well under where I got in, and we're down about 5% overall from the all-time high here, and we're holding the uptrend here as well on the 180 SMA 4-hour chart. So I think buyers could potentially step in here, but with it being a large cap, be mindful, guys. If we get another red day, 2 red days in a row or something, well, tomorrow's Friday. So if we get a red day tomorrow, hey, this could end up collapsing. But as of now, it's looking good. It's holding the uptrend, and we do have earnings coming up in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks here. So Facebook's looking solid in my opinion. Same with Amazon. Amazon was well in need of a pullback. I mean, this thing went from 3,100 to 3,700 in the span of a month and a half. That is about a 15% rip there, which is nuts. And now we pulled back towards the 50 SMA. I think there could be more downside. I mean, I think Amazon could go 35, maybe 35, 50. So you guys got to be mindful of that. But overall, and even down to 34. I mean, 3,400 is right by the 180 moving average here on the 4 hours. So if we start pushing down there with earnings coming up, this could be a dip buy potentially. Buyers could step in. And don't be surprised, I mean, if big tech slams earnings. I mean, we've seen this time and time again the past couple of quarters, and I don't think they're going to slow down just because the economy is opening back up. I feel like Amazon, I mean, come on, guys. People order Amazon. They use the web services. People use this product regardless of what's going on out there, and more people are using the products that Amazon provides. So earnings could do well, in my opinion. We probably will see a spike if earnings do well, or earnings are good. So watch out for that. And 2 Chinese companies before we wrap up the video that I'm looking at right now. JD.com went up 2% today despite the overall markets in the U.S. not doing well. And I think JD is pretty beaten down, and it's trying to reverse. I mean, we're above the moving averages. We're pushing up now towards 80. 80 was resistance in the end of April, end of May, early June, also end of June, early July. So if 80 could break, I used to have an alert there. I'm not sure what happened, but if we take out 80, this could end up seeing a massive rip, guys. So I'm putting my alert there on JD.com. It's looking solid. And Alibaba is also looking pretty solid. And this one up about 1.5% today. In full disclosure, you guys in my Patreon know I've been buying Alibaba recently in my long-term account. I bought some at 203, I believe at 208, and now we're at 214. And I actually day traded this last week. I bought at about 199, sold at 207. So I've been very active with Alibaba and doing well with it. And I believe this is a very undervalued company when it comes down to their growth. I mean, their P is a 24, 25, and they grow revenue like wildfire. I mean, companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, not to knock them, they're good companies, but their valuations are unbelievable. Pepsi has a P of it's got to be over 30. Coca-Cola's P is like 35, and these companies do not grow. They literally don't. Well, at least Coca-Cola. Pepsi's a little bit better, but still, the growth is not there, and they're valued more than Alibaba. It just doesn't make sense to me, and that is why I've been buying Alibaba. And when it comes to the trend, yes, it's still downtrending, but as a long-term investor, from a long-term perspective, I could care less about the downtrend. But when it comes to a trading perspective, which, mind you guys, I do both, the trend's not looking great. I mean, we're under the moving averages. We're still downtrending, so I'd like to see a break out of the wedge and above the high from end of June at 230. At that point, if we break 230, at that point, I'd likely have my I'd like to have my long-term position built out. And if 230 were to break, I'd likely start getting back into it as a trade, as we'd be breaking the moving averages and the overall wedge on the yearly chart. So what are your thoughts on this stuff, guys? What are your thoughts on Yellen, Jerome Powell, these stocks we talked about? Is there more downside? Is there upside from here? Is this just a mini pullback? I'd love to know. Shoot me a comment down below. Make sure to smash the video, or not to smash the video. Gosh, guys, well, you might as well smash your laptop while you're at it. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, go down below, check out my Patreon. You literally get all my moves real time, and if you sign up for the top tier, you get a morning video every single day, and you guys can get $50 from M1 Finance. No joke, no BS. It's literally $50. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100. We each get the 50, and you guys can get 2 stocks from Webull up to $1,600. Again, use my link, deposit $100, and we each get 2 stocks up to $1,600, and all of those are linked down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm about to go get some dinner, do some shopping, have some fun, and yeah, I'll catch you all next video. Good luck in these crazy freaking markets. Peace out, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next video.